Hey guys, what is up? This is Mr. A. Chrissy here. And today, I just got back from work. And this movie review is going to be on Hypnotic. Hypnotic is directed by Robert Rodriguez and stars Ben Affleck and Alice Braga. And Hypnotic is about a detective named Danny Rourke who learns that his missing daughter and a string of high-profile bank robberies might be connected. He must go on a mind-blending journey to find his daughter and stop the secret government agency behind the madness. And, Danny Rourke has to do whatever he can to find his missing daughter, and, yeah. Because I can't tell you guys the plot too much because this movie actually does not come out until May 12th. And like I said in my Paint review, you know how Regal actually does those like Mystery Movie Monday events that where they show early screenings of newer releases before it comes out? Yeah, I've actually been to one of those before because it's kind of like I said in my Paint review. Paint was actually the first time I went and saw an early screening for Paint, like before it came out. Like, because Regal actually does like these little Monday Mystery Movie early screening events where, yeah, it's basically where they show newer releases like early before the movie like hits theaters on the exact release date. Yeah, and this is also my second time going to like a Regal Mystery Movie event on a Monday, last night. And at first I thought Paint would be the only time I would see a mystery movie at Regal, but then I changed my mind about seeing another mystery movie event at Regal because the reason for that is because I'm actually starting to get more interested in checking out mystery movies at Regal before that new movie hits theaters. And after I saw Paint back in March, this review is going to be on, like, it's like I'm already reviewing right now. It's, the Robert Rodriguez movie, Hypnotic. So I first heard about this movie like back in I think 2021 or something. And then, and pretty much originally this movie was actually supposed to be distributed by Solstice Studios. Solstice Studios was actually a movie company that's known for making their first and only movie that they distributed back in 2020, Unhinged with Russell Crowe. Yeah, because and technically Solstice Studios actually had involvement with this movie, but the Hypnotic was actually distributed by Ketchup Entertainment. That's a clever company name, Ketchup Entertainment. And the Solstice Studios logo actually does make an appearance at the beginning along with Ingenious, like the other company that did Unhinged with Solstice Studios. But yeah, so the story itself kind of does get a little predictable at some parts, but I learned from one of my Facebook friends that this movie Hypnotic kind of reminded them of the Christopher Nolan movie Inception. Yeah, it kind of almost gave me like Inception vibes a little bit because like the way the tone of the movie this is and how it looks. But personally, I thought Hypnotic I thought Hypnotic was actually a great movie in my opinion. I thought the performances were a lot of fun. It looked like everyone was doing a good job working on this film. And Robert Rodriguez, I kind of like Robert Rodriguez. I think I've seen a little bit of his work, like mostly his family movies that he worked on, like Spy Kids and Shorts. And I gotta say, Ben Affleck's performance as Danny Rourke was actually a pretty interesting character, like in the way Ben Affleck's performance handles it. I gotta say, Ben Affleck actually did a very awesome job as Danny Rourke, and Alice Braga was also in the film too. I thought she did good. William Fincher and J.D. Pardo, like it looked like the actors were all doing a good job in this film. So the performances I thought were pretty good, and like I said, this was basically like the second and last movie from Solstice Studios after Unhinged, and while I do think Unhinged is an underrated film from 2020, while I still think Unhinged is an underrated film from 2020, I gotta say Hypnotic I actually enjoyed a lot more. The reason I say that is because this movie is actually completely different from Solstice Studios' first movie Unhinged, it's basically like an Inception like film that's only like 90 minutes long, and because it's more like a sci-fi action thriller film. Unhinged was more than just an action thriller with lots of brutal murders and kills. But yeah, but this movie Hypnotic is completely nowhere close to being like Unhinged. But yeah, so yeah, and like I said, Hypnotic I preferred more than Unhinged, and but well, at the same time I still think Unhinged is underrated. And I still kind of like it. Well, my dad and Uncle Charles really hated Unhinged because it really disturbed them because of how violent it was. But for me, I kind of liked it. I did like now that I think about it, it's underrated for me. But this movie, I'm sure this movie Hypnotic is pretty much going to divide most people, but I know it's probably not going to be for everyone, of course, because some people out there might give this movie like mixed review by the time this movie comes out by the time this movie comes out on May 12th. But I actually had a fun time last night seeing an early screening for this movie, and even my dad and Uncle Charles and my mom, my parents and my Uncle Charles also want to check out Hypnotic as well. So even though I don't really see movies two times in theaters that much, but maybe if I were to see this movie again, I wouldn't really mind seeing this movie again with my parents or my Uncle Charles. Yeah, but of course that's probably unlikely going to happen anyway. But even if I could be proven wrong if I see it or not, but yeah, whatever. So I liked pretty much almost everything about Hypnotic. I thought Hypnotic was an awesome thrill ride of a movie, and yeah. So overall, Hypnotic was a great movie from 2023, and I'm gonna give Hypnotic 4.5 out of 5 stars. And yeah, if you're a fan of Robert Rodriguez's work along with Ben Affleck, then I recommend checking out this movie by the time it officially comes out on Friday, May 12th. Yeah, and I'm also glad I got to see it early as well, since I was very interested in checking out this movie. So there you have it, guys. That's going to be it for my movie review on Hypnotic. And that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, this is Mystery Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it.